I'm going to be working on this page in my art journal, aka sketchbook. You know how I love leaving pages half started, stained, and with some texture for the next time? Well, I was watching a video by Sherry Burlington. I'm going to have a link to her channel. I was fascinated when she was showing some pots that she saw from somebody else. I don't even remember. The whole thing is that it inspired me. And I took this page and I was thinking, okay, I like the messiness of it. Is acrylic paint, a little bit of watercolor, maybe, and some water-soluble pencil. And I'm going to leave some parts of the colors that I love best. I already made my drawing over here when I decided, you know what? Let me just make a video. So I took my Derwent, and if you can see, or maybe I can show you closer, there are some lines. And that's what I'm going to be working on today. It's super easy. First, if you want to reproduce something from here, make a lot of colorful messes. Clean your brushes, stain whatever you have in a sponge, in the jelly printing, whatever acrylic paint that you have in your paintbrush, just come and smash it in your pages. Let it dry. Don't smear too close together one color with another because you might end up with only grays or browns. And that's also okay. I mean, it has its beauty. But if you want crazy, shiny, brilliant colors, let them dry in between smearing. And now, after saying that, I'm going to select a color to go around in the outside. I think I'm going to let the table, quote unquote table, the surface for my teapot here, more or less. And in this other page, I have the one painting I made of the Modigliani inspired sort of self-portrait. First, I think I'm going to start with the yellow, which in this case I want a transparent color, and see what happens to all the everything else. I want to leave the turquoise alone because it's super cool. I love it. Typically, I want to stay away from being too precious on things, but you know what? Sometimes it's nice to make little details. I don't want to be walking away from what feels okay to me. Sometimes I want to be just making abstracted, crazy things that don't have any rhyme or reason. But some other times I like to be following small little areas with care, like right now. I am not going to be painting on the green or on the blue because I know the yellow will change the colors. So I'm not using a very small brush, but it's smaller than what I thought I was going to start using in the beginning, just to keep it very abstracted. See, this is the reason why I don't want to cover the turquoise with the yellow. If you see here, this little, where am I? Hold on, here. If you see this little area, this is the same as this, but it looks olive green. And I have two different type of lamps, so I will see what you see after I am editing. And I suppose that will have to be okay. All the acrylic paint that I use in here is a mix of brands and types. I have some that is, I'm going to skip the pink as well. I have some that is translucent from the Golden brand. And I have also matte and different types of craft paint. All of it is acrylic, I can tell you right now, because if it was watercolor, it would be running on me. And mainly the reason why I want to do the yellow on this is to give it a little bit, just a little bit of more uniformity. We'll see what happens at the end. This is not exactly a light yellow, it's the oxide yellow, which gives it I guess, just to put it one way, a little bit more of a seriousness instead of the screaming happy yellow color. And this light and thin layer of red, I believe that was for a watermelon that I was painting, is turning into kind of like a sienna color. Okay, I just have this very end over here to mark. Alright, you probably don't see much of it right now, but it's going to pop up when I paint the negative areas on this page. I'm going to have a paper in between the pages so I don't stain everything. And I decided to go with purple and maybe a little bit of an orangey red in here. We'll see how it plays. I have a very dark purple and a little bit of a lighter purple and some white. Will I miss this neon pink? Yes, I will, definitely. But I think I'm going to enjoy more having the teacup all nicely emphasized in here. And I don't want any maybe I do. I don't really know at this point, frankly. I might not want darker and completely covering colors for the rest of the page. So I'm mixing the purples and the white to kind of sort of give me a lot of brushwork, but at the same time good coverage. And I love having brush marks. So when you mix several colors, you will have the covering and the brushwork and everything in sort of a pattern and texture. I'm going to get more of the darker purple because I think around the table I should have a little bit more of like shadowy areas. Actually, I just saw that this is kind of too much of kilter, and I'm going to have a little bit more of a table surface. I suppose before I let it dry, I should find a super tiny brush like this, maybe, and do these other little details, which I don't want in full blast dark purple. I'm going to add a more vibrant yellow. It's not as translucent as the Golden brand, but I do want it yellow. Well, I need to find a clean brush. I'm going to use a larger brush than what I've been using. Wish me luck, because I don't really want to overdo it, but I really, oh my goodness, that is yellow. Let me bring some water, a lot of water, and make it not so dramatic. I could use medium, I suppose. The whole thing that got me all inspired was that the teapot that was being in the video, shown in the video was very yellow, and that got my eye, and it made me feel very happy. So I thought, well, I need to use that for inspiration. And also she had mentioned my channel on some video that she watched about neurographic lines, and those are super amazing. You can just keep going and going and going without thinking much of anything, and be creative while you relax and just think of, nothing or something. If you're enjoying this video, I would love for you to click the thumbs up, because seems like that is the only way that YouTube will tell others, and you as well, about my new videos. They keep changing things, and if you leave a comment, if you hit the thumbs up for your favorite videos, you will see more of them, and it will tell YouTube that those videos are worth watching. Otherwise, they won't reach any other people, even the subscribers. Okay, this yellow seems to be kind of disappearing, which is not too terrible, because I started way too yellow over here. I am happier that is having a little bit more of the yellow sheen, and this yellow seems to be kind of, since I mix it with water, seems to be going opaque. I'm okay with that. And now I am going to let it dry, and then I will be back for fixing the surface, the table. So what color do you think I'm going to be using here? Will it be orange? Will it be more red? Or will it be pink? If you said pink, you're correct. I thought orange was not going to be as vibrant, and you know what? Let me put back this thing. I removed it before I was ready. Okay, so I was missing the pink from over here, and I'm going to bring it down, bring it back over here. It doesn't have to be the whole thing. I am okay with the red where it is, but a little bit of splashing of another color, like pink or yellow, over your painting makes it whimsical, happy, makes your painting smile, and I like that a lot. I'm going to take a quick video of the painting as it looks in my table, because sometimes with the lamps and everything else looks different. So I'm going to do that and then show you in the video as I'm waiting for it to dry. If you are a beginner painter, if you're new to acrylics, check the playlists that I will include at the end of this video. I have all kinds of tutorials for beginner artists, beginner painters, and also if you are into jelly printing, I do have a fun playlist because I love jelly printing as well. And for those that wonder, how do you know when to stop painting? Let me know if you ever get the answer. I never know when to stop. At this point, I'm thinking I can get my acrylic markers. You can make a little wiggly lines over here and over there. I can always add more highlights. But for now, I'm going to stop at this point. You can always come back and add on as you see fit a month, a year later in your pages, whenever you see them again. The more details you add, the farther away you get from primitive art or rustic or whatever other style that you might try to pursue. But as long as you're happy at that point, to me, that's what counts.